If you are approaching 60 with less than $200,000 in super, you are not behind. You are normal. You are not alone. Half of Australians in their late 50s have less than $170,000, yet the headline says they need $630,000. That gap is why people lie awake. The gap is real. The panic is not. Super was never built to carry retirement alone. 3 things carry it. Miss the third, and retirement costs nearly $15,000 more each year. Retirement here comes in 3 flavors. Call them tight, modest, and comfortable. They are not moods. They are budgets, updated quarterly by the Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia, or ASFA, which tracks what retirement actually costs. Tight means the pension does almost all the work. Modest adds breathing room. Comfortable includes private health cover, a decent car, and an occasional overseas trip. But here is what nobody ever shows you. That modest budget is a real spreadsheet with real lines in it. Groceries, power, the chemist, a haircut. And next to overseas holidays, the modest column has 1 entry. $0. Not a small number, 0. Under home improvements, also 0. That is the actual difference between the tiers. It is not a lifestyle label. It is a list of things quietly removed from the budget. Start with the floor. The age pension. A single Australian on the full pension currently gets about $31,200 a year. A couple gets about $47,000 combined. That is not nothing. With a paid-off home, it covers the basics and keeps the lights on. Groceries, the power bill, keeping an older car alive. That is what the pension can do. But watch what happens when you compare it with modest. A modest retirement for a single homeowner costs about $36,400 a year. The full pension, therefore, leaves about $5,200 short. That is $100 a week. $100 a week is the entire distance between scraping through and being genuinely okay every single week. That is the first leg. On its own, it is not enough. And that matters. Now comes the part almost nobody says out loud. For most people drawing from a taxed super fund after 60, that money is generally tax-free. It usually does not count as taxable income. Let that land, because it changes every number here. $55,900 drawn from super is nothing like earning the same amount from a job. In a job, the tax office takes its share first. How big a salary would you need to keep that much in your hand? On this year's tax rates, about $68,300. That is roughly $12,400 of difference. That is the real gap. $12,400 you no longer have to earn. So the income you need in retirement is lower than the wage you need today. In most tax funds, the tax has already been handled. That is the second leg, and it is the one people leave out of their maths. The third leg is sitting under your feet. Your principal home generally does not count in the pension assets test. A paid-off house sits outside it. A single homeowner can hold about $333,000 in other assets and still draw the full pension under current rules. A part pension reaches all the way out to about $733,000. Now, here is the trap I promised you. Watch what happens when the house is not yours. A modest retirement for a single homeowner costs $36,400 a year. The exact same modest retirement while renting costs $51,200. That is $14,700 a year before anything else changes. Gone for an identical life. That is the nearly $15,000 I warned you about. Sit with that. It is not a rounding error. Renting a modest retirement costs almost as much as owning a comfortable one. The house is not just part of the plan. For many Australians, it is the plan, which brings us to the biggest myth of the lot. Most people assume you park your super and live off the interest forever. For almost everyone, that is simply not how this works. Living purely off what your money throws off needs a very large balance. For everyone else, retirement means spending the balance itself down. You eat into the capital on purpose. That is not failure. That is the design. The $630,000 figure assumes you drain it to nothing by 92. To nothing. The money is meant to be used, not admired on a statement. So let us put a real person through all three legs. Retire at 67 with $400,000 in super. You draw 5% a year, $20,000 from your account. Because you are over the assets threshold, your pension trims back a little. Assume super is the main thing Centrelink counts. You would get about $26,000 a year instead of the full $31,000 under current rules. Add them together. About $46,000 a year with little or no income tax in this example. Now look where that actually lands. Modest is $36,400. Comfortable is $55,900. $400,000 puts you almost exactly halfway between them. Not scraping, not luxurious. Halfway. To take home $46,000 from a job, you would need a salary of about $53,400. That is the real translation of $400,000 in super. There is one risk worth naming properly. Markets do not deliver a smooth average. Some years are genuinely ugly. If shares fall hard right as you start drawing money out, your balance takes two hits at once, right at retirement. The fall and your withdrawal. $400,000. A 20% drop and 1 year of drawings leaves you near $300,000. That same $20,000 withdrawal is now nearly 7% of what is left. Which is why many retirees keep a cash buffer, perhaps 2 years of planned super withdrawals sitting in cash, so you never have to sell shares in a bad year or panic. It is not clever. It is a shock absorber, but it works when markets do not. Here is a timing detail that catches people out. You can reach your super from age 60 once you have retired. But the age pension does not start until 67 under current rules. That is a 7-year gap where your super carries you completely alone. If you plan to stop early, that gap is the whole ballgame. Your spending will not sit still either. When work stops, some costs vanish. No commute, no city lunches, no work clothes. Some bills shrink, but early retirement often brings more travel, hobbies, and time to fill. Later, spending may slow, while health and help around the house become more important. We are also living longer. A man who reaches 65 today averages another 20 years. A woman, nearly 23. Planning to 90 is sensible. It is arithmetic. Then there is something no spreadsheet can measure: your personality. Some people spend while they are fit enough to enjoy it. Others save their whole lives, then feel too anxious to use the money. Never spending what you worked 40 years for is a quiet kind of failure. So what is your actual number? It is not the headline. It is built from 3 things. What your life actually costs in retirement, whether you own where you sleep, and how long the money must last. Now picture yourself again at 58, looking at that super balance, staring at a balance under 200,000, certain they have left it far too late. Here is what that number actually tells you. Almost nothing. Because it was never meant to work alone. It works next to an age pension of up to about $31,000 a year. It works inside a home that Centrelink generally does not count. For most people, withdrawals from a taxed super fund after 60 are tax-free, and the balance is meant to be spent, not guarded. Most Australians will not fund retirement from super alone. That does not mean they have failed. It means they are using the system as designed. Super, the pension and housing together. The question was never, how much super do I need? The real question is how much the life you want will cost. Answer that, and you stop lying awake. Then test how far your income can stretch. The video on screen breaks that down. It shows what it takes to live off dividends in Australia. Go and watch that one next.